Oh man, we are live right now. All right, guys. So
Oh,
as you already know, this is I think the 11th. Yeah, I think the 11th edition of JA Movie News, and we just talk about the biggest and baddest in the world of cinema. And right now, we're just talking all Marvel stuff at the current time. So I guess let's just dive right in. One of the first things I wanted to talk about was um, Netflix wise. We usually keep it movie oriented, but I did want to touch upon some TV show stuff really quick. Tomorrow we're gonna dive into all the the DC stuff for tomorrow. But there's been some updates. First off, let me see if I can get a screen sharing going real quick. One, let's see. See if I can do this here. Can you guys see this?
yeah, yeah.
Okay. So, just want to touch on this briefly, but just recently, Netflix issued this picture, which season two of Jessica Jones is coming, and if you actually called this number here, there's actually a quick but pretty cool voicemail. Um, but I guess my quick thoughts on it is that I love the first season. I gave it a 10 out of 10, and I'm just glad that season two is coming. What are your guys' quick thoughts on this update?
Yeah, for me, I mean, it was interesting because when I saw the announcement, I was really excited for it. I thought the first season was awesome. It's definitely deserving of more, but I could see where they would have maybe kind of fell off and tried to move into Defenders. But if they go with what they have and the right chemistry, it's going to be a successful season two. But it
Mhm.
was like everybody was talking about it, and I looked at the paper, and I just called the number. And what I did is I live called it, so I recorded myself and listened in. And then I posted it up so everybody could be a listener. It's an interesting voicemail by Kristen Ritter herself, and I thought it was a really cool touch. But the other thing is I think that they're saving that for something else later because when I try to call back, it just goes busy every single time. So I feel like they saved my number. And so either way, I thought that was super cool, and it was actually a New York number where it posted to. It was even crazier.
Okay. Joe, what was your quick thoughts on this little update from Jessica Jones?
Ah, man, that's very creative. Uh, I mean, I never like to thought of doing something like that. If I was, if anything, with production, like I would have never thought of doing it. So that, and it creates like fan base, like interaction. So I mean, that's really cool. I thought it was really cool for them to do that, and then everybody's already excited for the second season. The first one was just great. It left a good taste in our mouth, like as far as just the story, plot, character development, all that good stuff.
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah, I'm pretty excited about it. I can't wait. I love the season one. By the way, what was your guys' ratings on season one before we move on? I gave Jessica Jones season one 10 out of 10. What would you guys rate it?
Joe, we gave it a 10 out of 10, right?
I think yeah, I think
I
I
think
did.
Did you?
I think
Yeah, I
I
think
gave it
we
a
Okay.
10.
averaged like each episode averaged around like 8.5 upwards to a 10, like every single episode. So it was like around 9.5 average per episode. So yeah, it was really good.
Okay. All right, sick. Well, let's move on to the next topic here. We got this rumor going around. Me and a friend of mine, we had a huge debate about this. It's still the rumor stage, all right, but there's a rumor about a spin-off Netflix Punisher series, which, if I can show this really quick, starring Mr. John Bernthal himself.
Oh,
Probably my favorite, probably my favorite picture of him as Punisher so far. Um, and I think I might have a quick little blurb if I can find it. But It looks like the Netflix CCO said that any character, well, they were responding to the Punisher rumor. They said that any character that's in the Marvel Netflix series is on the table. It's always possible all the characters in the universe could also spin out. So what are your guys' thoughts on possible Punisher Netflix series? I personally think that it might be perfect. What about you guys?
Joe, you want to go first?
Uh, yeah, I mean, I definitely, I would definitely be excited for it. Um, I mean, just given Jessica Jones and Daredevil, and then you have the Punisher. Like, he's a different type of hero, to say the least. Um, and at the same time, it's like with that grittiness and the grittiness that you get from Daredevil and Jessica Jones, you put the Punisher in the mix, and you're just asking for a good action story. Like,
Hmm.
this guy's gonna, just bring the pain to the bad guy, so to speak, and then not let up whatsoever. So it's like you give somebody just like full reign to do whatever they want and to apprehend bad guys however they want to. And not only that, but the villains in the Punisher series, all have been cutthroat, very savage villains.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
it's like a
Yeah,
battle, kind of like a battle royale.
you think they'll sort of just portray him as just from a villain standpoint? Well, I guess it could. You think that's what they might do? Sort of like keep him just even bad, even if he had his own series, I guess.
I mean, well, I think that with him having the series, there's two different things that I think about, which are so awesome. I think that this could be one of the most grittiest, like, action dramas that's probably ever hit the airwaves, just because there's no leniency when it comes to the comics, and even with each one of the movies, they've been very gory, very volatile. So it's going to push that envelope, period, in and of itself. But then, because this is on Netflix and Marvel, unlike DC, their Netflix series is canon with the cinematic universe, and so
Hmm.
it's like with that, this dude will become the definitive Punisher that will probably be able to skip and jump into the different cinematic universe as well. And it's like from a money and logistics standpoint, as well as just having such an actor like John Bernthal being the Punisher, and he seems to really love the character already. Like, it's going to be something amazing. But I don't know if
Hmm.
it's going to be too violent for television, because some of those villains, like Joe said, like those dudes, they don't play, man. But it's like way he handles it, it's gonna be so crazy how he's gonna deal with these villains. But I think that what they would benefit from is kind of taking a page from Arrow, where with Arrow it started off showing like his past and his present at the same time, kind of like in the flashback form. If they went back and showed like him in his military days, as well as like different segments of him with his family within the flashbacks and the confines of the story, dude, it's gonna be amazing.
Yeah.
I really hope they go that way with it.
Yeah. Same here, man. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that comes to mind I wanted to say. It's difficult to speak on because like it's hard to say if they. It seems like they probably will officially. Actually, put to you this way, what do you guys are thinking about? Do you think this is actually going to happen, or do you think this will just stay in rumor? I guess before we move on, I think that this is probably going to happen. I don't think that this is like a rumor. I mean, it's a rumor now, but I'm just saying I think it'll become a fact. I think someone at Netflix is about to be like, oh, and make this thing come to life. And I think if it does happen, I'm trying to decide if it would be like a present day story. Fuck it, I'm gonna say it's gonna be like a prequel series, and I think it's happening. And I think John Bernthal is perfect. What about you guys?
Yeah, I mean, all I think of is when me and Joe went to New York Comic Con. When we went, bro, like John Bernthal, when his stage presence was there, and he started talking about like what he was gonna bring to the table. I was thinking to
Mhm.
myself, bro, I want him to have his own series immediately. Like just hearing him talk about the character, I was thinking to myself, these execs, they know what they did. They knew exactly what they were doing. They're not just gonna have this man in here for one season, or if, even for Daredevil season 3. They're going with the expectations that okay, well, if we can reach the demographic with Iron Fist and reach that culture, then okay, let's tap into where this goes with the Punisher. If we like him, if he moves in a certain kind of way, then let's spin him off. And I think that it's going to become a reality. I don't know if it's going to be the next year or the next 2 years, but
Mhm.
I think it's going to definitely become a reality. What about you, Joe?
Oh man, I hope they do. It'd definitely be smart if they did. Because one of the fan base is already there. Um, like, and not only meant like even before you though the Netflix series Daredevil and Jessica Jones.
Mhm.
Even before those series even sprang up, like you had diehard Punisher fans. So if they would have released, if they do release this, if they would have done it first, like even then it would out the gates it'd still be a strong and smart move.
Mhm. Okay. Yeah, I hope it does happen, and I'm assuming that if it did happen, it probably wouldn't hit Netflix at least maybe sometime late 2017. But either way, I would be on board. So definitely let us know your thoughts on that down below. And I guess the next topic we're going to dive into is going to be Captain America Civil War and the Avengers Infinity War. Today, the Russo brothers, uh, they're directing all of that. And they had like a 57-minute video that debuted today. It was just an interview, and some things definitely came to mind. But let's get into. Let me see if I can bring this image up really quick. Talk. Oh boy. Let's talk about Civil War first here. um, I guess one thing I wanted to lay on the table first is let's place a bet right now. All right. Uh, between Iron Man and Captain America, which one, if you had to place a bet, which one do you think is going to die or not in Civil War the movie? I'm placing a bet right now that I do not believe that either character is going to die in Civil War. And I feel pretty firm in that. What about you guys? What is your bets placing it right now? What do you think? Civil War.
Joe, I'll let you go first.
I don't know, man. That's tough. Um, I will have to say I don't feel like Tony Stark's character's gonna die.
No.
If any
No?
character's gonna die, I feel like it would be Captain America. Um, and because I feel like if it's gonna be a tragic ending, they're gonna do it with what I'm saying, Captain America, just because it would make the story much more tragic. Tony Stark, I mean, he's definitely he is a fan favorite,
Mm-hmm.
but he was like known for being a jerk at times. Which I mean, if we all right, if I'm looking at a perspective like, okay, if one has to go, which
Right,
one
right.
would be more
And
dramatic?
it could
Um,
be neither. I mean, I think that neither are
right,
gonna die, but that's just me.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think any one of them's gonna, what I'm saying, die. But if anything were to tragic to happen, I feel like it would happen to Captain.
All right. Well, if you had to place a bet right now for $1 million, if someone was gonna die or not between the two, what do you think?
Oh man.
Oh yeah, you either got nada for either you got Iron Man or Cap. That's your three categories. What you got?
Jeez, I have no idea. I want to be risky, and I'm gonna say Captain.
Ooh,
Captain's gonna go. I'm gonna be risky.
okay.
Now,
And
I
when I
say
said
this, I say this sparingly.
yeah,
So yeah, I have no evidence of this, and
okay.
I really can't back this up, but I'm just gonna for entertainment sake, I'm just gonna say
Yeah.
Captain.
I mean, his death in the comic books is like, I mean, the Civil War comic books. I mean, that's like maybe arguably the biggest highlight, maybe,
Yeah.
Mm.
of that comic book series. But all right, what about you, Sam?
Um. I know we've been talking about Israel a lot. Whether or not will Disney slash Marvel pull the trigger on their beloved hero? You
Yeah.
know, I never thought that they would actually kill off a certain Solo, which I'm not going to talk about because some people haven't seen the movie, obviously. But they did, and it's like I feel like Joe said, it would add so much more weight and richness to the franchise, as if the final movie for Captain America, or the third movie, would end with his death and then the passing on the mantle. I think it really has to happen for it to give weight and levity to end of this war, because I honestly don't see how it's going to end without somebody dying. Like, how is the war really going to end? You know what I'm saying? And
Sure.
so it's like, I mean, for me, I'm kind of thinking they're not going to pull the trigger, but I'm just going to say, for the heck of it, that they're going to kill Captain America. Like, Steve Rogers is going to bite it, but I don't think he's
Ooh.
going to be permanently dead. I think he's going to come back. But I think they're going to try to say that he's, quote unquote, he's dead. But we'll see. I mean, I feel like it has to happen. Like, how are they going to end the Civil War, really? Like, for real.
I, I mean, personally, I think there's a lot of options, honestly. I mean, but I don't know. I personally, I don't think Disney's got a minimum. Maybe in the Infinity War movies, the gloves might come off, which is totally understandable. But I think they're safe for now. I can't imagine I just can't imagine them pulling a Glenn situation at this stage. Shout out to all you Walking Dead fans. And I can't see them like inconclusively killing one of them before the biggest event in Marvel's cinematic
Mm.
history. Of all, it seems so doubtful. That's just me. Just me. But
Yeah, I
it's the
mean, I think
we're gonna look
that
back.
the reason why I was thinking that is that from a morale standpoint, right? If Cap was
Yeah.
to die, and it was at the hands of Iron Man or somebody else, trying to do something, I feel as though the Avengers, or whoever the group is that's going to be Earth's defenders in general, will be so dark just from losing their, Captain America. Like, I feel like it would be the ultimate challenge, and that's what the Infinity Wars has to be. I don't feel like they should have their full deck. I feel like the Hulk shouldn't be present. I feel like Captain America shouldn't be present. And I feel like they should really be at the cusp of needing everyone, such as Captain America, or such as not Captain America, but Captain Marvel or Spider-Man or the Vision. I feel like they don't need to be able to hold on to the things that's been keeping them in that status quo, in a sense. I think it'll add so much more weight, if they didn't have, their hero going into Infinity Wars. Drill?
Mm. I see what you're saying.
Drill, you there? Joe, I think we're still live, but I don't know where Jor-El is. Jor-El?
And he's back.
Hello?
Yeah.
Jor-El, you there?
I guess. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now, man.
All right. Maybe. Let me try to sign back in here on the computer. But what was the last thing that you said? Because I guess.
I just to reiterate, I had said that I feel that it would be epic if the heroes or the Guardians of Earth didn't have their hero, like didn't have the people that they usually hold on to, such as the Hulk or such as Captain America. If they went into Infinity Wars with their morale completely tarnished and helpless and needing people like Spider-Man, Vision, Black Panther to gravitate towards, I think that Infinity Wars would be so much more impactful because it would be like, how are they really going to win? I feel like they shouldn't start Infinity Wars with the full stack, basically.
Damn. Well, I don't either. I don't know. I just can't see. I mean, it would. I don't know. It to me, I'm still stuck on like the two of those guys, or one of the two, kind of just permanently being out of the biggest stakes for their so far. But you never know. I mean, I know someone suggested that maybe that time gem might be used to bring him back. But I don't know. That kind of sounds like some Shinra and Dragon Ball Z type of.
Yeah, who knows, bro? Who really knows? What the world? Somebody said Quentin Tarantino should direct the Infinity Wars. Laugh out loud. That's hilarious. Jor-El, you there?
Can you guys?
Tarantino should direct
Yeah.
the Infinity Wars.
Yeah. Whoa. Hello?
Yeah,
Hello?
I can hear you.
Can you see me?
Yeah, I can see.
All right. Sorry about that. But let's dive into our next topic here. See if I can do a screen share really quick. Now we're going to talk about Spider-Man, 2017, and his involvement in Civil War. First off, I wanted to get you guys' thoughts on what you think he might look like. The best rumor I've heard on how he might look is this issue, at least to start anyway, is this picture here. Let me bring you on up, because surprisingly a lot of people have not seen this. But this is a rumor on how Spider-Man might appear in Civil War. I'll just let this sink in for a second for those who may not have been sweaty enough to have seen this. Sweaty nerves. But yeah, what are your guys' thoughts on this being possibly how Spider-Man might look in Civil War and his first film? Or do you think it'll be something totally different? Thoughts on that?
I've seen this picture. I remember when it first kind of got posted out. I think that there's going to be something kind of along those lines, and I can see why, like, he doesn't have any shoes because he needs to be able to, climb on stuff, and he doesn't have the right materials to be able to climb stuff with his feet and his hands simultaneously, as well as keeping himself covered up. A hoodie and kind of like altering that would make the most sense from a child standpoint to try to do that. Or at least like a 15-year-old, 16-year-old. But from my understanding, that Tony Stark is going to be making Spider-Man a suit. This is all rumor. Like, none of this is factual necessarily. But because I guess Peter Parker kind of sees him as an amazing scientist and enthusiast and a tech junkie, he's like gravitated more on Tony's side. And not to sway Spider-Man necessarily, but I guess in a sense, he makes him a suit that's more concrete and more agile. And in the comic books, they made him like the Iron Spider suit, which is kind of like a tech version of the Spider-Man suit, which is really interesting. But I think that they're going to come between the two different costumes, and probably when he comes with his brand new film in 2017, he's going to have a whole different costume altogether. Probably one more reminiscent of what we actually know. But I can believe that picture is something that he's going to start off with for sure.
Okay. And I guess Joe, what do you think about that possibly being how Spider-Man might first look, or how he might look in Civil War?
I mean, I don't really have a problem with how he looks. But well, I guess I do. Just a little bit. Just because I could understand where they're going with this, and they want him to look like he's just starting out as a hero or a superhero, which is fine. Um, but I guess for me, I'm trying to um, I mean, I'll at least I think he should have shoes at least, but because
I think he'll have
I think he don't
shoes.
want to look too different from the original, but
Sure.
but at the same time, they want to get him to look like he's just starting out. But I feel like there's just something about his uniform that makes him look a little bit too different. Like kind of like his mask and how like his eyes are kind of protruding out of his mask,
Hmm.
which is I don't think that's necessary, given that he could wear like some type of see-through fabric and it'll be fine. So I you know so
Okay.
with
And
that I'm kind of worried about just those minor two details, like the kind of like the goggle eyes and then his shoes, like him not having shoes. Only two issues I have. Other than
okay.
that, it's fine.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, this is for real how he's probably gonna look at Civil War, which I think might actually be some truth to this. I I don't know. I don't know that I have an issue with it because they really do need to just sort of hit the reset button and just sort of forget that the Andrew Garfield thing sort of happened. So I'm pretty cool with it. I mean, I'm always interested in the fresh take. So I mean, I guess let's give it a shot because it doesn't seem like his role is going to be really. Do you think it's just going to be like a small little blurb, like a little cameo, or do you think Spider-Man's going to have a pretty good chunk of time in Civil War? Do you think he'll have as much time as say Quicksilver did in Age of Ultron? I mean, what do you think? Like,
Um,
yeah.
well, I'm not sure. I think that he's gonna have the same screen time as like a character like Quicksilver.
Okay.
Um, but at the same time, to be honest with all the viewers, like I'm not 100% sure on exactly how important his role is in the Civil War. Like I don't
Sure.
know how great of like how much responsibility he had in pretty much his role in it. So it's hard to say. I think it will really depend on his role in the comic book series. To be honest,
Mm,
which I'm not 100% up to date on.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. All you guys in the chat, or any of you nerds watching later, let us know in the comment section down below, like how much involvement Spider-Man had in the Civil War comic books. Obviously, I
Uh,
will definitely be googling this now, but um,
yeah, I
oh,
already know actually.
oh,
Um, yeah, I know all of that. Spider-Man had one of the most pivotal roles in Civil War because
oh
the whole
shit.
concept of the Registration Act, that Tony Stark, the Fantastic Four, and the people that were already public, they were fine with it. Captain America and other people that kind of kept their concealment of their identity, even though Steve Rogers was outed, he believed in the protection of the people that you care about, and by you putting yourself out there, you putting them in jeopardy. What the biggest thing that happened was that in Civil War, Peter Parker unmasked himself to the
Mm,
world, and like it put his family, Aunt May, and everybody in jeopardy because of him doing that. But it was like he decided to go with Tony, and that's where Tony made him the Iron Man, like the Iron Spider suit. And it was like it was one of the most pivotal moments because Spider-Man had never been that jeopardized ever in his life, and like that was one of the turning points because there was a certain point where he decided, man, I can't follow Tony because now this has put my family at risk. And then he decided to change sides to Captain America. That's what happened in the comics. But from the concept of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, I think that they're going to do it a different way. I think that he's going to kind of cater to Tony in certain instances. I think he's going to try to keep himself under the cut, but I feel like they're going to kind of allude to that there's been somebody that's been going around protecting people on the low and doing these different things in New York, and somebody's been monitoring him, and I think they've been trying to poach him, so to speak,
Okay.
to figure out like who he is.
Sure.
And I think that eventually they're gonna give him kind of a really good tidbit cameo where he's gonna have this either fight or interaction with Captain America. I really feel like it's gonna happen because he's gonna have to know what Captain America represents so he can stop idolizing Tony Stark to an extent. But I don't think it's gonna be a lot of FaceTime, but I feel like it's gonna be a good push into the next movies for sure.
Yeah, that would be sort of interesting if when we're introduced to him, like he sort of is already Spider-Man, but he's just like at a prototype stage, hero-wise. You know what I'm saying? Like he's already Spider-Man, but like his suit is sort of still needs some work. Kind of like Daredevil, the series. When we're introduced to Daredevil in the Netflix series, I mean he's already Daredevil. It's just that like he hasn't like tapped into like the best version of his suit. You know what I mean? So I guess maybe that seems to be what they're trying to do with Spider-Man, which would be great because it just saves a lot of time. I mean, we've gone down the Spider-Man origin story so much. It's like, oh my god. But so yeah, that'd be cool to see. Um, but yeah, any final thoughts on the 2017 Spider-Man before we switch to the final topic?
I mean, as far as the Spider-Man movie, I don't know where they should go with it, bro. I really don't. I think they've rebooted
Right,
it so many times. They've messed it up so many times. It's like, who the heck should
right.
this man's villains be? You know what I'm saying? Like, I really don't know. Because, I
Yeah.
mean, I've always wanted just Carnage, bro. That's all I've wanted to
Oh,
see cinematically is Carnage. And they
oh yeah.
never gotten to that point. It's always like, you get the Venom, you get to the illusion of Venom, and then you just get screwed. And so, I mean,
Right.
but I mean, what they could do, real talk, is they could go into this other dimension kind of sense for Spider-Man, where there are different versions of Spider-Man of different universes, and if they ever go to that route where they have like the Spider-Man 2099 or Spider-Man Noir or all the different, there are
Oh,
so many
yeah.
realms of different villains and connections that
Huh.
Spider-Man has from the mythos standpoint, bro. I would lose it. I don't care if he's a little kid or not. Like if they went that route with it, we could get a Miles Morales and it actually would work because that's a different universe. At the same time that we've got this one right here. But that's just my pitch to Marvel if y'all ninjas listening.
I think they gotta go Carnage or Vulture. I think it has to be one of the two. I think for the first film. I mean, I feel like Carnage would be a little bit too much for a first film, especially since he's just a kid. But I think maybe they should try to go with like a little angsty little bastard Vulture. That'd be interesting. Little teen bastard, like was all futuristic and shit. That'd be kind of cool. Um, yeah, because I think there was like a Vulture in Amazing Spider-Man 2, but you know they just botched that whole operation. But
Yeah. And I just thought about something. I know this is not my turn or anything, but I thought about the
yeah,
fact that what if they don't go the conventional route where it's like he has to have a villain? What if he's just going around helping other heroes? Like, what if his movie was like he interacted with somebody like Daredevil or Blade or somebody like that, and he's just helping them along? Like, if we're looking at the animated series, he didn't start having villains until he started having troubles trying to help other people. And so it's like if he started going and trying to help other heroes, and kind of getting his weight up, I think that'd be interesting. That'd be a different route to take instead of just like the conventional, he's got my villain, I got my villain, I got my villain. Like, let's see
mm,
how he interacts with the other heroes first. I don't know.
okay.
What's your thoughts, John?
Man, who I want to see? in a Spider-Man movie as a villain, I would love to see the
Oh yeah,
Shocker. Like,
Shocker.
yeah, we had Electro, um, but we didn't have Shocker. I don't think Shocker's been done yet. I mean, that guy, he makes, yeah, Shocker was like uh one of Spider-Man's like kind of like annoying bad guys. So he always showed up and he always had caused problems. And
Okay.
I think I want to see Shocker. And I wouldn't mind seeing another Venom. I wouldn't mind seeing another Venom. Reason being
Yeah.
because I think Venom needs his own movie. Cause that previous we had Spider-Man, he fought Venom and there's actually a couple of different villains, Venom and Sandman in one movie. I
Sure.
think Venom needs his own like this is serious, and I'm not talking about like a little Venom. I'm talking like a big old
No.
buff
Yeah.
Venom,
Yeah.
like
A
Yeah.
real
just
Venom.
crazy.
No.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't know about him having his own film. It's totally possible. I just daydreamed for a second, like, what would a mature, like, Venom Netflix series look like? That would be interesting. You know what I'm saying? Because that'd be like the first official, like, I mean, with Punisher, they probably go the whole gray area morals route. I doubt they would try to make him. But I think the Venom would be like a cool, like official villain series on Netflix.
yeah.
That would be freaking awesome. Especially if Spider-Man kind of like popped in now and again, to kind of like just be in his way. I think that would be so dope, bro. Tom Holland or whatever his name is, he's got a lot of work ahead of him, man. I feel
Oh yeah,
bad for the kid.
I feel bad already. I mean, his Instagram's about to be exploding. You know what I'm saying? He might fail and shit. Like it's too much for one man. um, but yeah, Venom Netflix series coming 2018, kids. By the way, really random before we get to the next topic. I want to see fucking what's his name? Matt Murdock? Is that his name? Daredevil.
Yeah,
I
Yeah.
want to
Murdoch.
I want to see his blind ass like walking down the street and Scarlett Johansson. She's just like walking by and he accidentally grabs some ass and titties. I'll be like, damn, getting it, son, getting it. Anyways, let's bring it back in and move on to the to the final topic here, which is if I can bring it up here. Let's see, Avengers, Infinity War. Now, so we got part one coming in 2018, then we got part two coming in 2019, and the Russo brothers kind of had this long interview about talking about this today. I'll probably post the link in the description box or the comment section down below. We a lot more time passed than I anticipated, but I do want to kind of just, I guess, take some stabs at this. But I know that the Russo brothers were asked about kind of like where they're at shooting wise, and apparently towards the end of the year they're going to start shooting both films simultaneously in IMAX using the same cameras that the Revenant was shot in, but just the IMAX version. Your guys' thoughts on this before we dive a little bit deeper into Infinity Wars?
So just like that man, dude, like going in a whole different realm. Wait, hold on. So you saying that this whole movie is gonna be shot in IMAX? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, both films are going to be shot tip to bottom in IMAX. Because unfortunately, the interview is obviously pretty vague. But one thing they said in particular, I mean, I'm not saying it's verbatim, but one of the brothers, they were saying that one of the reasons why they want everything to be so big is because to emphasize Thanos, which I thought was just an interesting way to word that. Um,
Wow.
um, but real quick, off top, like how big is Thanos? Like literally. Like
Um,
does he stay at a certain height? He doesn't like grow or anything, does he?
no, he stays at one specific height. Let me give you some
Okay.
specifics though.
So
Let me look up real quick.
also, they touched on the whole, is there going to be 67 characters in the movie? Is there actually going to be, 58 or whatever? And even though
Hmm.
they didn't answer the question, but well, that right there, they didn't answer the question. I mean, they said that there wouldn't be 60, 58 lead characters, but these films are going to be the biggest event in the universe's history. So you're going to see a lot of characters.
Wow.
Wow.
But yeah, you guys'
So,
thoughts on some of that?
so, I mean, real quick, Thanos' attributes, his physical attributes. The dude is 6'7",
Mm.
985 pounds. So his dude's about the size of the Hulk, basically. Size and
Damn.
height of the Hulk. No hair, piercing red eyes. Like his eyes are red. Um,
Mm.
so it's like somebody like that, like, but then has like the ability of being able to use Infinity Stones. I mean, they could literally take this movie off world, if y'all know what I'm saying. Like they could go off Earth and they could
Oh
be
yeah,
having battles like in space. And
straight
so
up.
if that's the case, bro, like we could take Avengers 1 and Guardians of the Galaxy and have a baby. That's what Infinity Wars scope wise could be like. And from that standpoint, having it all in IMAX, dude, I'm not gonna be right in the theater. Like I'm gonna be so jacked up. Dude, I just need to be a part of this project from a from a cinematic standpoint. Like, look, just make me an extra. I don't even got to be behind the crew. Me and Joe, we extras.
Oh, and real quick, uh, just got to give the boy a highlight. Thanos. I and how tall did you say he is?
He's
And
6'7",
6'7"? Okay.
985 pounds.
Bruh, oh man. I think man. I think this might be the first Marvel film, the part one. I think this might be the first Marvel film where they kind of pull like a Force Awakens and have like pre-sale tickets like 2 months in advance.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, definitely.
yeah. I'm surprised that freaking Batman versus Superman hasn't done that yet. Yeah, they definitely should do that.
Because Batman versus Superman ain't gonna make that much. Sorry to tell you, kids. There was one thing I was gonna one thing that brought up. Uh, what kinds of characters we might see. Because if they really are going to have like 60, 50 characters, I mean, who might we see that we haven't already that will not be lead characters? Or do you want to see, I guess?
Yeah, dude, that'd be insane. Joe, what do you think?
I don't know.
Yeah, like I mean,
I don't know what to tell you, man. I'm interested to see how this new X-Men movie is gonna play out.
Mhm.
And if any X-Men are gonna be featured in the movie, I don't know. So yeah.
I mean,
So we'll see what happens.
is
wait.
is Spectre, is that Marvel or is that DC? Oh fuck, I think it's DC. Whoops.
Yeah, Spectre is DC.
Okay,
But
I'm trying to think
I
of.
think that they. Oh, hello. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, I thought it was me for a second. I was like,
Yeah, I don't know
no.
what was going on, but I think Miss Marvel. I think that Nova is gonna make an appearance. The problem is they don't own the rights to X-Men characters. They only can pick out few, and it's like even same thing with the Fantastic Four. So they can't have like the Silver Surfer or anybody like that involved. Um, but there's a lot of ground that they can get with it for sure. I mean, so many different characters they still have not touched on. I'm trying to think of one that'll be really good.
Oh,
Uh,
they were asked the Russo brothers. They were asked, "Will we? Is there any chance that we'll see a Netflix character pop up in the Infinity War films?" One of the brothers said all they said was anything is possible in the Marvel universe.
shoot, man. So that's the case. You might see characters like Cloak and Dagger and like Blade up in there, bro. Like, I mean, we could get anything if that's the case. I mean, Ghost Rider could show up, God forbid.
We might see Matt Murdock grabbing some ass.
I'm,
I can't see and shit.
bro, I really
But
feel like that's a given, bro. I feel like all the Netflix characters, because they're canon, even like the Agents of Shield. Oh, what was I thinking? The Inhumans. The
oh my
Inhumans
god,
are
bro.
gonna be in there. It's already
All
been
right,
confirmed.
hold up. So like all the Guardians of the Galaxy people, the Avengers, the new Avengers members, and the Inhumans.
Yes, the Inhumans are already confirmed. They've already showed up in Agents
Bruh.
of Shield. Their main leader has already been confirmed. That's going to be I'm sorry, Black Bolt. He's going to be played by Vin Diesel himself. So, I mean, yeah, it's going to be some serious stuff that's going to go down. But I think the Inhumans are going to be one of the big parts because that's their substitute instead of using the X-Men. They don't have to use the X-Men because they got Inhumans. So, yeah, I can't wait for that, man.
That is completely insane. That almost left me speechless for a second. Because we got like Doctor Strange and then we have like Captain Marvel as well. Holy shit, man. I'm trying to think if there's anyone. Well, I think those are some of the biggest people. And Captain Marvel, that we still don't know who's going to play that part, right?
Yeah, we don't know who Captain Marvel is gonna be or Iron
Okay.
Fist. Somebody said Howard the Duck needs to make a cameo.
Yeah, a death cameo. That's what's going to happen. He's going to get 17 seconds of glory before he gets blown to hell, probably. That's what I would do. I'm just looking through some of the notes of the Russo brothers interview to see if anything else stands out. But any other thoughts that come to mind for Infinity War before? Because it's probably going to be a while before we get another update on Infinity War. So.
Nah, man, I don't got nothing else.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can't believe that Deadpool got banned in China.
Right. I thought that shit was so badass. What?
This one said, confirmed for extreme nudity, violence, and profanity. You are banned, sir, in China. I'm like, guys, dog. I
Dude,
wonder
just,
who the person that screened that thing.
bruh, can you imagine, like, Star-Lord and, like, fucking Doctor Strange and, like, just all these motherfuckers just in one room? Damn.
This is
What the
crazy.
fuck? That's weird. You think? I guess that's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? Like Inhumans, Guardians, like them all just like that's weird. I don't know how they're gonna make that like a seamless thing and not feel bloated as fuck.
I mean, I think that they've been planning for this for a long time. I think everything is kind of feels like it's literally read up to this one moment, and so they probably every person that they've added into Agents of Shield and the Netflix series, they probably pre-screened them and said, hey, look, in your contract, there's gonna be a point where you're gonna be around some heavy hitters, and you're gonna get that payday. And it might be one movie, you might die, but it's all for this one moment. Be ready. I really feel like I feel like they would have to because
Sure.
if you're, I'm saying like Luke Cage, or even if you're Daredevil, you have to figure at some point your character could eventually meet up with the Avengers. And I mean, Infinity Wars is it. I mean, it's all going down, y'all. The flag has been thrown already.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I guess you guys in the chat, let us know your thoughts on that. I'll post a link to the interview down below. But let us know your thoughts on the interview and what you're kind of hoping for and theories for Infinity War films. Because Damn, well, we are in the golden years of cinematic Marvel history. That's kind of surreal.
Heck
Like,
yeah, bro.
but I guess I'll just leave us out on tomorrow's note. Tomorrow is going to be probably literally all DC talk. We'll eventually start to venture into, things that are not superhero film topics and stuff like that. But I mean, these are just the biggest topics. I mean, what can you do? But tomorrow we will be diving into DC news. I guess Sam, do you want to inform people what's going down tomorrow as I bring this up? Or
Oh,
actually,
heck
let me
yes.
let me just let you guys take a quick look at this really quick. This debuted, I think, a year or two ago or something. I can't really remember, but
Yeah, it
brand
was
new.
yesterday. They released that poster and singles for every single one of the Suicide Squad because tomorrow, big event. Any of y'all Flash fans and Arrow fans, they're gonna be having what's called the Dawn of the Justice League. Jeff Johns, Kevin Smith, they're gonna be featured up there and given like the second trailer for Suicide Squad. It's gonna be huge. The Flash episode is gonna be really huge. And the day after that, for Arrow, they're also going to have like a preview. I think it's going to be a clip or a sneak peek of Wonder Woman or exclusive clip. They haven't confirmed, quote unquote, what it's going to be, but yeah, if you're a DC fan, this is going to be some huge stuff that's coming up tomorrow night. So definitely tune in at 8 o'clock CW Network.
Yeah, I mean, potential Wonder Woman footage. New Suicide Squad trailer. Is there gonna be new Batman vs Superman footage as well? Or
Yeah,
just say,
well, the Wonder Woman footage is gonna be from Batman vs Superman.
oh,
So yeah, I think what I've seen recently is they had like a Wonder Woman like sheet art because they've already like in the middle of shooting, like maybe halfway through Wonder Woman the movie, and they've shown a lot of interesting pictures with Gal Gadot, Chris Pine. But either way, they want to really push Wonder Woman in whatever they're talking about. So Jeff Johns, he doesn't play. And Kevin Smith is insane. So if Kevin Smith is there, it's funny because Kevin Smith was the first one to actually describe Ben Affleck's costume as Batman. He was the one he
right,
described it to a T. So for
right.
them to bring him out there, I'm thinking that something monumental is going to come out with the sneak peek. But either way, Suicide Squad trailer, I don't know what to expect. I know me and you talked about like this leaked version that they kind of like talked about.
Mm.
But I just really hope that they show some awesome sequences of Jared Leto's Joker as well as Margot Robbie's Harley Quinn because it's an awesome time to be a geek. Whether you're Marvel or DC, it's all love, y'all. You
Yeah,
gotta get hyped.
I think they have to. Just quick thoughts. I think they need to show Batman to some capacity. I think they need to, and I think they also need to make Joker and Harley Quinn sort of centric for this new trailer. I think for it to like make people go nuts. I think that's what they need to do for sure.
Yeah.
Because all the other characters cool, Will Smith's cool, but like really just want to see something from Joker and Harley Quinn. So
Yeah.
I kind of hope they keep the focus on that because it's still not clear how Joker's even gonna fit into the plot because he is crazy. So
Yeah, there's a movie that I'd recommend to everybody in the chat and Jarrell and Joe. I think Joe, you've already seen it, but Batman Escape from Arkham, or Assault on Arkham. I'm sorry. If you want to know what might end up being like Joker's like hold on his connection with the Suicide Squad, look at that movie because I feel like that's where they're gonna go with. And they do go that route. It's gonna be an amazing time for not just Joker fans, but Suicide Squad. They're gonna showcase each one of them really well. So we'll see. I'm
okay,
hyped. We definitely got to talk about that tomorrow.
yeah, but yeah, I think that's all I got. What about you guys? Any final thoughts? No. All
Joe, you
right.
got anything?
What you say?
You got anything, Joe?
All
Cool.
right. Well, we're about to close out. We'll be back again tomorrow after whatever. What's the times that this is coming?
So 8 o'clock is when the Flash premieres tomorrow on CW with new episodes. So somewhere in between that time, I think it's gonna be around 7 o'clock when they might start talking about stuff. But it could be any time from 7 o'clock to 9 o'clock. So we're gonna have to. I'll keep y'all posted, and I'll let you know, Jor-Els, see if you want to talk about it
Okay.
tomorrow.
All right, and yeah, let us know your guys' thoughts on all this down below, and we're about to peace out. Ow.
Later, y'all.
Bye.